Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing tonight? Yes, I purposely wanted you all to see me put on this chapstick. Your lips need to be chapped. No, your lips need to not be chapped. This isn't an advertisement for Burt's Bees. I'm not looking for an endorsement. I'm here to tell you that the advice that I gave in the previous video, my lips are chapped and they hurt. And I wanted to show you which one and which brand to use when that happens. Good evening, everybody. It's not what I'm here to talk about. January is National Mentorship Month, and all the way home this evening, I've been thinking about what I usually talk about for National Mentorship Month. In my life, I am tremendously blessed by many men and women who decided to care about this knucklehead right here, talking about me. I have been in many different places. I have suffered from low self-esteem, not really understanding how I fit into places, maybe some of my neurodivergency undiagnosed, not necessarily anxiety, but very hard on myself. I was always trying to figure out what I needed to do and just very, very, very self-absorbed in terms of improving myself. Not because I thought I was all that in a bag of chips, but I really wanted to self-improve. And let me tell you, God sent men and women by me to say, go talk to her. She needs help. She needs a friend. She needs somebody to come see about her. And I am ever so thankful. So every January, I usually forget that it's National Mentor Month until maybe in the middle. So I'm doing good this year. I'm early. I usually post something around the middle of the month and forget that it is that time. But I truly am the woman that I am because other people cared enough about me to show up and invest in my life. And so I want to talk about it because this is important to our development. It's important to who we are becoming. This doesn't have anything to do with who you see yourself as in 2026. It has a lot to do with who you are called to be and recognizing that other people see you in ways that you don't see yourself, which is why mentorship is so, so very important. I want to, first and foremost, publicly thank every person that has endeavored to impart, share, lead, be an example, answer my calls, deal with my indecisiveness, my neurodivergentness, and just care enough to be honest with me when I wasn't able to take it, when I needed to hear it, didn't want to hear it, and for validating some of the things that I did see, not just in other people in other situations, but also in myself. They looked into my eyes and said, "You're going to be okay." They really helped shape my view of myself and were cheerleaders. And I love mentorship. I absolutely love mentorship. And because of those men and women, I have been a mentor to many for that very reason. And mentorship to me just jives with destiny. It jives with the way that I know our Creator loves us, because I believe He sends people your way who are able to speak to your heart and speak to the person in you that is itching to come out, because they can see something that you can't see, and maybe something that others can't see. Even people that have your same bloodline can't see. And that's just the beauty of being, I'm pausing because I'm really tired of the term being in community, but it's true. It's the benefit of being in community and having people to come see about you. So I just want to talk about 3 things that are interesting to me about mentorship. Thing 1, I'm going to write while I talk. Thing 1 is that mentorship can come from many different places. you don't have to be older than a person to be their mentor. You don't have to be identical in race, ethnicity, background in order to be someone's mentor. Two people have to be willing to give, willing to receive, willing to share, and willing to gain agreement that the relationship is one that has benefit to the other, and gaining some agreement on how you receive information, how you exchange. It's gaining an agreement that I have agency to impart. I may say some hard things that you may have never heard, or I'm not just here to just tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you truth, and if there's perspectives that we don't agree on, we'll talk about it. It's that wonderful juxtaposition of I'm here for you, and I got some things I need to tell you. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have friends who are millennials. I have friends, and I have this on my screen. It's an article, September of last year. Boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, Gen A, and Gen B explain. And I needed to know because I get the categories wrong all the time. But I have a watch me mess up. That's why I got it on my screen. I have a mentor who is a millennial, and I've got one that's a Gen Y. And one of them knows that I consider them a mentor, and the other one is a mentee of mine who doesn't know that I consider them a mentor. We have to have that conversation in 2026. Ooh, surprise. And what I love about the relationship is that we teach each other. We have and share perspectives. And for a long time, people that know me are going to say that that's still true, and I can admit that. I like to be right. It's not a great thing, and I'm learning to listen to other perspectives. I got some areas I have to grow in. That's why I have a mentor. But for a long time when I was young, I really just saw things as black and white, like there was no gray. And so it was hard to reach me. That's the moral of the story. It's hard to reach me. It was. And the beauty of having a mentor that's younger than you is that they see things from such a different lens. And in this age of technology, in this age of experiencing things that we've never gone through, COVID, a very different style of leadership, to say the least, we are going to benefit from understanding the various points of view. And that point of view can sometimes be from someone who has not lived as long and has just a completely different perspective, and they end up being your mentor. So please consider that. So that's my number one, unlikely mentorship. And number two is for those out there who are shy and or hesitant to bring someone into their circle of trust. I want to talk to you all. You're my cautious kiddos. And I don't mean to diminish you or disrespect you with age, but that's just what I'm going to call you, cautious kiddos, because I used to be a cautious kiddo. I used to think that you can't pour into me. You don't know where I've been. You don't know my struggle. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what it's like to be Black. You don't know what it's like to be me. You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like. And that caused me to be reserved. It caused me to not be very trusting of certain groups of people. And I had to go into an environment where I was the only African American in the plant at the time. And I was surrounded by everybody who was different than me. Different background, ethnicity, different upbringing, raised in a different region of the world. And so I was put in a position to educate folks of what it was like to walk in my skin. And I was able to break that hard exterior shell and let people in. People that invited me over to their homes and cooked for me and said, We are not sure what you like to eat, but this is what we have, and we would like to share it with you. Humbling, such a humbling experience that it changed my life for the better. And I went from being a cautious kiddo to a very open person that was curious about people. And that was the dawning of me stepping outside of myself to learn more about people outside of my race, outside of my culture, and really just embracing people. Let me tell you, mentorship is truly a blessing because it allows you to see those different perspectives from the other person's point of view. And then my third item that I want to talk through is be respectful and intentional with your mentor-mentee relationship. Don't just treat it any kind of old way. We are, I believe, in a time where there are a lot of electronic mentors. You can go on YouTube and hear a lot of wisdom from strangers. You can go to social media and hear very well educated, very experienced people give you lessons. A lot of them are authors. They've written books and they've lived, and have gone through a lot of different things. So we have mentors at our feet and at the ready, willing to give advice, willing to share their perspective. And I believe some of that's good. More to the story, get you a mentor that you can, this in the flesh. Get you a mentor that you can lock eyeballs with, that knows your name, and that isn't just something that you scroll right and left to see the pretty words. Mentorship is relational. And I am going to encourage you to step outside the comfort of your skin, because the mentors that have volunteered and signed up to be Team Karen in a professional setting, in a personal setting, were men and women that didn't look anything like me. Not my race, not my gender. They came from very different backgrounds. And what they have in common is that they saw something in me at a moment when I was vulnerable. Each one of those individuals met me at a point where I was in need. Like I was a knucklehead walking. And they were just like, man, let me go get her before she walk in the oncoming traffic. And that's an analogy for where I was headed in those times. And these folks were positioned in leadership, a couple of them. And then one of them ran a program that said, hey, you need a mentor? I need an email in my inbox by this afternoon. And then the next day he came in and said, I only got one email. And that email was for me. I was just like, hey, you want to be somebody's mentor? Here I am. And I'm just very, very thankful. You have to posture yourself to be open to learn, open to have someone pour into you that doesn't want anything in return other than a commitment and honesty. And it's a risk for those of us who are in the cautious kiddo category, but I encourage you to step outside and seek a mentor. So here's what I want you to do. This is one of those CTAs. This is a call to action type moment. If you are interested in having a mentor and you have watched enough of my YouTube videos and you have heard enough and think, hey, I think she might be a good one for me, please put your email in the comment section and I will reach out to you. And call to action number 2, or maybe number 1.1, that was 1A. The call to action 1B is if you believe that you have something to impart, if you have wisdom, if you know that there's somebody in your purview that you can touch, that you can see, that's not on a screen, and you know they're struggling and you know they need help, have the courage to invite them to lunch and just have a conversation. You may not end up being their actual mentor, but there will be an opening for you to pour into them and be able to have agency with them. I do also want to say 1.C is get to know people first. There's a time and place for, let me tell you something. You don't know me, but I really feel led to tell you this. There is a time and place for that because I've done it and it's happened to me. I also encourage you to get to know people. Invite folks. Let me tell you, food is a wonderful way to break the ice. That person in the corner that wants to be by themselves, next time sit next to them. Or that person that is visibly, it's okay to be by yourself. I'm struggling with this because I'm married to an introvert. I'm married to someone that prefers to be by themselves, but there are times when he doesn't. And sometimes it takes courage to say, I'm going to go sit next to this person and strike up a conversation. Or I see that they need help in this, and I'm going to go offer the help. Sometimes you can be the answer to their question or their problem, and that lends itself into a budding relationship. You never know where it's going to go. So those are my tips. I want to publicly again thank those who have mentored me. If you ever watch this video, you know who you are. You know how much of a knucklehead and a hard head and stubborn I have been. And I am just so thankful that I have been able to dip my toe in the pool of humility and just say, shut up and let me listen to what they have to say. And thank you for having the stamina and the courage to persist, even if I gave you the Heisman and I said, stop, leave me alone. Thank you for continuing, because you changed my life. Most of you know who you are. If you're not sure and you're watching this video, just drop me a question mark and I'll let you know. And I appreciate you so very much. It is National Mentor Month. Find a mentor, be a mentor. I'm going to sign off. I want you all to have a great night. In this corner, you're probably going to get a video that you may be interested in watching. And on this side, if you would like to like and subscribe to my channel, I post nightly and I share real-time stuff in a way that I try to truncate, but I like talking to you. And so it may be a little longer than normal. Skip to the good parts. I try to put in, timestamps so you can get the information you need, but I do want you to be a part of my community and a part of my journey. I wish you a wonderful night, and I cannot wait to talk to you tomorrow. Happy National Mentor Month.